Is Singapore truly the happiest country in the world? It is way, according to the World Happiness Index, second year in a row. Some of you may ask, sure or not. Today, I have a couple of friends, millennial friends, to discuss this and more, whether it is truly the happiest country in the world.
What makes the world go round is top about that cha-ching sound like.
Good day, welcome to another episode of Kopi with Uncle Song and friends. Today, we are talking about happiness. And here we have my millennial friends.
Hi guys, I'm Rachel and currently I'm a cat mom of 7 cats. And my goal is to retire by 40.
Wow. Hi, I'm Fauzi. I am now a freelance full-time content creator. So you may have seen me on different shows all over the internet.
What is your definition of happy? More cats?
Yeah, I think more cats is one thing, and I think happiness also for me means more options, having the freedom to choose. Like, if I really didn't want to do something that would make me feel super drained, I could have the option to say no. I think that actually helps a lot. I think also financial stability. I don't know, am I too practical or what?
No,
but
sounds very sensible, very sensible.
During growing up years, it was always like one straight path, right? You get a good degree and then you graduate, you get a job, and the stability, It's like, it feels like it's one path. And then after that, when I was in uni, I burnt out so badly that I felt like
year two, you dropped out already?
Yeah, I needed an alternative path, and that was when I went to online blogging. Back then, it was like, blogging era. Yeah, so we were blogging
Not
a
that
lot.
long, you still look 18 too.
Wow, so nice.
Okay, Fauzi, your story.
Oh my God, my story is very long.
Okay.
I pretty much went through the route, right? I went to school, I went to get a degree. I did not drop out. Because if I dropped out, I think my mother would kill me. After which, I think after working there for 9 years, in a company for 9 years,
Wow, that's
first job, 9 years, it's very long.
Usually
Yeah.
7 year each type,
Oh, is that the cycle?
Time to
Now they
interesting.
switch job way more.
Oh, honestly.
Yeah, now it's much shorter.
2 years.
3 weeks already. I don't like this job.
First day, I don't like already.
Yeah, never turn up some meal.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I think it's time for me to step outside and do it my own.
Your Merdeka moment.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna keep that as I put that on my LinkedIn. My Merdeka
A lot
moment.
of courage, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something on my own.
Yeah, it's fun because I get to do many different things. The ability to do many different projects that helps me to either one, personal fulfillment, personal goals, and two, some way to give back, right? So that's why the mentorship and the consulting comes into.
So, picking from there, so do you think Singaporeans are happy?
The pressure of trying to survive is quite strong, right? I think a lot of people still feel like they have to work a lot harder to keep up with the growing costs of living. So I feel like whether you're a millennial or any age, I feel like the growing cost of living is something that everybody is affected by. Are we happy? Happy maybe maybe personal life, maybe, but also at the same time there's always something nagging at them. But also Singaporeans in general, right? We're all quite go-getters, I feel like Singaporeans they always want to strive to do more and earn more or even achieve more.
Right, like somebody could say, to be happy, I need to have branded cars, supercars. But to me, maybe car is just A to B lah. Then I'm just happy with my A to B car lah. Then I don't feel unhappy that somebody has a Lamborghini that I don't have a Lamborghini. But if you choose to because Fauzi has a Lamborghini, then I cry. Then I'll be very unhappy lor.
No, I have an MRT.
Yeah, so a lot of things.
I have.
Sama-sama.
That's $1 million vehicle.
Love it.
Wow.
Yes, thank you.
Sama-sama. What's your level of happiness in terms of out of 10
I would
for
say
now, and why?
I would say 8.5.
Wow,
I think it's
so
like
zun one,
I think it's like a
0.5
Singaporean politically correct. I'm happy, but there's always a little bit of room for improvement. Basically because of I think my job allows for flexibility, which I'm very thankful for. We don't have to, you have to wake up by a certain timing to do certain things and then sit there for a few hours and clock the hours. If I really wanted to take half a day off, as your own boss, you have the flexibility to do that. And then also because I have my cats around me. And thankfully right now I'm also healthy. So I think that also adds to my happiness level because I think there's no point to have a lot of money but no health.
Correct.
How about you?
Wow, for me, I think a good 9.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay,
good
okay.
9. I feel
Yeah,
like
because you're going off to London.
Yeah,
what?
exactly. Yeah.
So you're very happy now.
Wow, yes. I'm in a good space career-wise. I feel like I don't wake up feeling like I don't want to do anything. I wake up looking forward to it. Even if and I wake up sometimes thinking like, you know what? I'm just gonna rest today. And then having the ability to do that is life-changing. Mental health-wise, right?
Yeah, true.
Life-changing.
I think happiness would be maybe relating to your own experience with your parents, your grandparents.
I think for my parents, their happiness was definitely a lot to do with a comfortable home. In the sense that, you know, you have a family, you have a house. Basically, everything they worked for was towards that. It was very unilateral in that sense. There was one big, gigantic goal
Dream, yeah.
of life.
Right, the
And what
Singaporean dream.
Exactly, the Singaporean dream. Between them and me, and my younger brother, very different. We are a little bit more like, how to say...
I prioritize me.
Yeah. Oh my god, I hate that. But we're a bit more like, I would say, I call it, we're hippies a bit, you know? We kind of let ourselves do whatever we want, you know, choose whatever we want to do. If we want to do something different with our lives, we just do it. Don't need to question things, you know what I mean? Whereas that would be very different. My brothers would be like, oh no, if I had to make this decision about switching jobs, what is the consequence? Whereas I feel like I change job, never mind lah, no consequence. My consequence is myself. You know what I mean? She sees me go out of the house, right? And she thinks like, oh, sometimes I'm working like at night, for example, filming something. She'll think like, why are you working late at night? I somehow think she thinks I'm doing something suspicious in my life. So I don't know what she thinks I'm doing. So it's a bit hard to explain to her, and I think that's her opinion lah.
I think also because our parents' generation focus a lot on, I would say, material things.
True,
like the last time when we grew up, you know, like 5 C's, like the
Oh,
combo,
yeah,
car,
love
cash,
that.
right? So a lot of material things and also status in the job.
Right.
It was so important to them to be like manager or like
Right.
something executive. But for our generation, it's like I'm willing to take a pay cut to have more freedom
bum
of
on the
time.
beach, yeah.
Exactly, like mental health, you
Yeah.
know, or self-care. And then after that, the generation after us, it's like you said, more passion-driven. They have causes that they want to fight for. And I think it also comes with a bit of privilege because
Sure.
you know, their parents actually
Correct.
have accumulated some
Correct.
money where they are not worrying about survival. So the next level for them is, what else can I do to contribute? You know, not so much on I need to feed my family, that kind.
But when you go and talk to your grandparents, really about food on the table, roof over the head, today, different kind of, because there are jobs out there, you have the skill. It's how many aircon do we need? Last time is, where do we put the fan?
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
suppose this is where the different aspiration actually allows people today, and I suspect the future, to be less worried about what jobs, but because there are ample jobs. Did you
feel
talk to
like-
your parents in terms of, I'm not
Yeah.
going to school tomorrow?
I did, but I told her I was very stressed, and the thing that my mom told me was, okay, you can, but you don't tell your cousins, else later they follow suit. I just don't tell them. So now, until now, my cousins still think I graduated.
Oh!
Yeah, I have
Now
never,
they know,
like,
now
yeah, now they know.
So I think at this point of time, millennials are definitely the ones choosing to travel the world before they settle down, for example. I feel like they are at that point of their lives where, you know, they think they're still young. So they might still go and see the world first. So the pressure of, you know, having families or having children is not as important to them now.
We have reached a point where we have provided, so basically the group that you are in, educated, highly educated. Okay lah, you didn't finish school, but
Wow, personal attack.
personal attack. But even though you didn't finish school, there are opportunities created. Maybe it is just the current stage of economic development where there are, or maybe it's because COVID as well. So technology allows us to be able to do things today which this Apet here couldn't 60 years ago.
I think definitely housing is like one of the things at our age where a lot of people are talking about. And especially on social media, you are seeing people like upgrading their house, renovating 200k on their house, and you're like, where they get all that money? You know, there's definitely going to be some kind of comparison when you see it on social media. But I think as with comparing in real life or on social media, comparison always makes people not happy lah.
That's
right?
quite true.
So you just need to know
A
what
lot
you
to do
like.
with your own self.
Yeah, and what do you determine as the life that you love, that you are happy with, not by other people's standards?
Okay, Singapore, happiest country in the world? Also, most expensive city-state as well. So kind of like happiness index report that put Singapore as a very happy country, second year running in terms of the happiest country. When you put the two report together, I say, hey, happy country, very expensive city. We can be expensive and happy at the same time. Who are the happy people and who are the one not? What do you think in terms of, is it relevant or are we really that happy?
I mean, it's really like that, right? Essentially, when you put those two reports together, it answers the question, right? Who are these reports made for, and why are we even talking about these things in such in an arbitrary manner that really doesn't really reflect what everybody feels or experiences? A lot of these reports, they tend to be kind of from the outside looking in.
Really meant for expats, for HR manager of big multinational, in terms of what the allowances, etc., to live and work in this city itself. Given those allowances and those care, maybe that's why they're very happy in Singapore.
Maybe the people who were like unhappy and struggling financially didn't have time to answer the survey.
Too depressed. Okay.
Right? So the answers were skewed.
Oh my god, absolutely that. Our experiences may be very diverse, and I can't speak for everyone, right? And I think these reports are generalizations of experiences that some people may experience, but I don't say it's for everyone. I don't believe it's true. I think it's sometimes
it's just a topic that we discuss. Hey, really man?
Good conversation.
Whether or not the report says Singaporeans' median salary is how much, at the end of the day is, as an individual, like, am I reaching my own goals? Rather than like, oh, there's an average to meet. It's like in school, there's like median grade and I have to meet that. I think that is a lot of pressure.
Actually, I have a question. Like, who are these people commissioning these studies? Like, really, what's their benefit at this point of time? Do they get money out of it? Because if they're not, do they do it for fun? Then can we not do this anymore?
Some debate.
Like, what's the point?
Well, I suppose it can be useful in terms of showing people, let's go visit the happiest country in the world.
Maybe it's a marketing thing.
It is. It's 100% is a marketing thing. Imagine, right? This is throwing out a wild idea. Imagine if the governments of different countries actually pay the report people who study, right, money just to make them on top. Who knows? Who knows?
Money equate happiness?
Wow, I mean,
from that.
If you say money doesn't equal happiness, right, you are a liar.
Yeah,
you are a liar.
Especially in Singapore, where everything is expensive.
I mean, okay, money definitely opens a lot more doors.
More flexibility.
I think money is like a vehicle to get us somewhere. When you ask people, they're like, oh, I need more money. But at the end of the day, it's not really money that they want. It's like, I want money to buy me really nice holidays.
Okay.
Or I want money to buy me, more cat food. Ultimately, it's not really, I also want to be my cat. Money plays a huge role.
Why do we need to retire at 40?
For me personally, I want to retire early, right? Because I feel like I don't want to spend all my life working and chasing,
But you're not working, what? You are having fun.
I am, but I think I want to retire because I would like to do what I'm doing without worrying that, I have some bills to pay. I have certain fulfillments, that I have to meet. Yeah, then I think it will be more fun.
Every month, I'm filming like 2 to 3 times a month, and that pays the bills, which is good, right? And I get to do fun things. I literally have no script. I literally just come on set, right? And get challenged to do things, which is always very fun, right? And to me, it's my dream job, right? But at the same time, also, at the back of it, I'm also very realistic as an individual, right? I think about it as like, I think I'm still young now, I can still do it, but I'm not opposed to eventually saying like, I've had enough of this working for myself and maybe eventually go back to the corporate life.
Again, is remember when you earn the income, make sure you save, make sure you have somebody that properly look after them. Then you can have that sustained income.
Yes.
Okay, lecture over.
No, good lecture.
I
Must
think
remind
that
me
is
sometimes.
very important because sometimes as you earn more income, it's so easy to fall into lifestyle creep. And then you see news of like people earning maybe 10, 20k a month and they still feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck. because of spending habits.
True.
Have you seen those?
That's crazy,
I'm always very
eh?
shocked because we always try, my husband and I always try to keep our expenses very low.
Yes.
Right? So when we see those like people 10k, 20k and they say, oh, I feel like I cannot save money, I'm just like, oh, what are you guys
Man.
spending on?
Yeah, I can't
Right?
relate to that because I'm very thrifty as an individual,
Yeah, same.
right? I earn money to survive.
Right.
And even if I don't earn some money, especially the freelancer, some months I really don't earn that much, right? But I am very confident that I have
You have a
enough
buffer.
savings, yeah,
Now we have
to
that
make
buffer.
sure, yeah.
Millennial discussion with Ape here, Uncle, on what makes millennial tick? Happy, unhappy, aspirations and expectations, and what could make millennials, well, at least our two guests, happier in their life journey.
I think the one thing that I've learned in my life, in my career, is that I think it's important to be agile and adaptable. I feel like things change so fast in this world, and the moment you are able to accept and then move on is the route to success, I say.
I think for me, it's really try to consciously stop comparing because I think that is a trait that most of us will have, and really just focus on designing your dream life that you feel will make you the happiest, and just ignore what everybody else wants for their life. Just focus on yourself, your own happiness.
And that should be the happiness that we all want to achieve. Thank you.
What makes the world go round is